Hello everybody, welcome to episode 5 of Cooking on a Go. I'm Nurse Tao. Today I'm going to show you how to make clam chowder my way. Let's look at the ingredient list for today. You need 2 tablespoons of butter, unsalted butter. You will need 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And here I have about 1.5 stalk of celery. You chop it really fine. For me, clam chowder is kind of melting everything all together in one soup. So it does not really matter that how small you chop the celery. And here I have probably about almost like 4 pounds of potato. You might say, oh, that's a lot of potato, but I'm going to show you the Costco size of clam, and that's why I'm making a big pot of clam chowder. So here I have the clam from Costco. Right now it's full of the clam juice, so I cannot really see how much is in there, but I'm gonna put the whole cans in my clam chowder. That's why I make it so delicious, and that's why I make it so Nurse Tao's recipe. You also need about cups of creams. And as you know, we are in quarantine at the moment in time in Seattle. So I don't have any cream at the moment. So tonight I'm gonna use wholemeal instead. Lastly, you're going to need about 1 big onions. I diced them really small. Oftentimes, clam chowder call for like vegetable stock, seafood stock. Guess what I had today? I had delicious fish stock I made from scratch. So when I was in Oregon Coast, I got this fish bone, basically kind of like fish skeleton I call it because I'm a nurse, like fish skeletons. So I got it from the Oregon Coast at this seafood place. It's basically like the whole skeleton of a ling cut. And I put them into my stock pot. I put basically some bay leaves, some end bits of the celery, and I made a fish stock. One key thing about making fish stock is that my mom's always told me, as you know, I'm Chinese, and my family's always made stock in a particular way. What we usually do is put a little bit probably like a couple tablespoons of vinegar when you make stock. So what that does is that the vinegar made the bone kind of like soft and release all the minerals, all the goodness inside those bones. So that's what I did with my fish stock. It turned out to be so delicious and so seafoody. I cannot introduce what are the wine that I'm drinking tonight. It's a very nice spring days in Seattle. But we got stuck inside, and I feel like I want some white wine tonight. So why not? Cheers! And let's get started in our cooking. So tonight we'll be making our clam chowder in my Instant Pot. Yes, because I live on a boat. So when you live on a boat, you kind of have to try to use everything compact and try to really have all your equipment can do multiple things. And Instant Pot is kind of an amazing tool for me. So tonight we can pretty much make clam chowder in one pot. Well, except for my fish stock. So that's totally fine. So you want to have your Instant Pot opens right here. And what you want to do, we'll turn on the Instant Pot as saute functions. So to go ahead, do saute function on your Instant Pot. Just wait for the Instant Pot to heat up. And then you want to put in the 2 tablespoons of butter into the Instant Pot. Tonight, what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna melt the butter first. Then I'm going to put in my onions. And after that, I'm gonna add in the flour. So I can try to do everything in one pot. Okay, now the butter's kind of melting in this pot slowly. Like I say, the Instant Pot needs to be in saute function, take about 2 to 5 minutes to warm up. Now I can add in my onions into the Instant Pot. So you want to saute the onion until the onion can become soft. They become translucent. So you can do a little bit, sit there for a little bit. Okay, now the onion has become translucent. I'm going to season the onion with some pepper and some salt. I like a lot of ground peppers in my chowder, so I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm gonna say probably about 3 to 4 tablespoons of black peppers. And then, of course, when you're done with the soup later on, you can also give it a taste and see if you need to add more as well. And I'm gonna put a little bit salt. Like I said, I'm gonna taste in the end just because that we had clam and clam had a lot of salt already, so I don't want to over season my vegetable at the moment it comes. So now after adding the salt and pepper, I'm going to put in my flour. You can dump it all in. The way I want to do is just kind of like mix the flour with the onion together. Make sure they square off the bottom of the pan. There's one thing about cooking in one pan because you don't want to end up a lot of stuff stuck in the bottom. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the whisk in the milk or cream, I should say. I usually use heavy cream, but today I don't have any, so I'm gonna use some milk and hoping that this will be still delicious, and I don't see why not. So you're gonna need about a cup of milk. So you want to add a little bit at a time, and kind of like to keep whisking the onion mixtures. All right, so I'm gonna add more here. So the purpose of like adding a little bit at a time is to really try to make sure all those flour dissolve into this sauce. Last thing you want to just have lumps of flour in your soup, right? Now I'm gonna add probably to the rest. So that's 1 cup of milk. I use milk tonight, but prefer cream. And personally, why I like this recipe so much, just because only use 1 cup of cream versus like when you go to a restaurant, sometimes you get like the chowders almost taste like flour paste. So why do you want to do that? Okay, now everything's all done. Right here, I can just add into the clam juice here, because this is kind of like thickening already. What I'm gonna do is just put this guy here. Okay, now we have the clam juice mixed with the sauce. I'm gonna put in the celery at this time. Just dump everything in there. That's 1.5 stalk of celery. And I have almost like 4 pounds of potato, roughly. So I can dump everything in there. That's how we cook in Instant Pot. And then now I'm going to put in my fish stock. All you need to do is put everything in the pot, set in high pressure cooking for 5 minutes. And then after 5 minutes done, let it sit there for 2 to 3 more minutes. And then you can just release the pressures and add in the clam. I always like to add the clam the last minute because you want to preserve that tenderness of the clams. So meanwhile, I have about 5 minutes to wait for my soup to be ready. I can have my delicious wine, and then I can play with my dog, but my dog's going somewhere else. Finley! 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 Now finally, all the pressures has been released and I have had my wine. So I think I'm ready to put this soup together. So just simply open that up. So what you need to do is really heat up the clam. So what I want to do is turn this instant pot into back to sauté functions. And then I'm going to put all the clam in there. So that kind of like heat up the soup and also warm up the clam as well. As you can see, there's a little bit broth in there, the clam juice, so I'm not gonna waste that. So there's roughly about 4 pounds of potatoes, 1.5 stalk of celery, and then 1 large onion, and 2 to 3 bay leaves, and 1 ginormous can of clam from Costco, which is like 3 pounds of clam. Well, you know, I like my clam chowder has clam, so there's that. Let me give you a taste right here. The flavor is great. A nice balance of seafood flavor, and also nice freshness from the celery and the onions and the potatoes. I can leave this overnight and keep it in warm setting, and then you can set the warm setting for as many hours as you like. So sometimes I cook this and then leave it in warm setting until the next day, because what you know, the soup's always better the next day. Here it is. Clam chowders my way, the way that how I cook my clam chowders. Here is the Nurse's Comfort Kitchens, and this is cooking on a boat. I'm Nurse Town. If you like this video, please hit subscribe and hit like in this video, and I'll see you on the next episode. Until then, please stay safe and stay home. See you next time. Bye.